All right, welcome back. Game number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it. It's the grand finals of the ZOTAC season finals, and it's a best of 5. Currently leading the series 2-1, spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map. It's going to be the blue Protoss player from Millennium. Give it up for Lilbow. Lilbow.
Bow wow. Oof. Never left as the Red Terran. It's CM Storm's Polt.
Alright, we haven't seen a lot of Inferno pulls for the ZOTAC tournament, guys, so we'll do a quick little map tour for you in a moment, but I want to stress, it's a 4-player anywhere spawn map. There's no, like, cross-only or anything like that, but Lilbow messaged me just before the game started and said, I've never played on this map before, so I don't know if that means, like, he just doesn't play on it often, or if he has literally never played on this map before. But, double zooming out, guys. Main base, just like all the other bases in this season, pretty big, pretty wide, but it does have this little Reaper cliff, which is kind of a pain, plus Blink Stalker entrance, I guess if you want to look at it like that. Your natural base is pretty safe, though, but again, very wide. And then, of course, that leads to where do you take your third. There's an island base, which could be kind of cool to see, like, a Terran player float over and take early. You got a gold base that's not guarded by rocks, and, of course, you have a third down here that's just kind of like a normal third, but it protects your back entrance, too. So I don't know which one the preference goes to. We haven't seen enough playing on this map. We're still one of the first tournaments to actually use this map pool. WCS isn't even using this map pool yet, and it's their map pool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the one that protects the Cleaver Riff? Reaper Cliff.
The Cleaver Riff? Is that like a shot at me? What the hell? Riff, quit cleaving around.
Freudian slip. What, to cleave you? No. I think it is the most common one, though. Which sucks, though, is that if it is the most common because it, it kind of like makes like a triangle, you can kind of, I guess, protect your base a little bit easier. For Zerg, it might mean expanding towards your opponent, which they don't like. But don't have to worry about this game. TVP. Polt did 14cc again. In these positions, should he have known these would be the positions, the Widowmine drop wouldn't be bad.
No, nor would Reaper play, something that Polt has been accustomed to. It's got to be weird for him, though. Like, you're looking at this and you're like, okay, well, I get away with 700 euro no matter what. For either player, really. But for Polt's sake, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of pride for him, a little bit of reputation. He's kind of like that guy who's come overseas and kicked a lot of ass. Whereas Lilbow is actually the one who's kind of the underdog, Fort Hope and all that junk, but he's really good at the game and he's really disgusting with his all-ins. And we have seen proven through 2 different best ofs today that Polt's all-in for, like, any Protoss player that plays against Polt this year. Seriously, guys, apparently just go for an all-in. Do it. Stand a pretty good chance. It's weird, too, by the way, that game worked for a little bit after the Colossus drop got picked off. Like, oh my god. I thought that was going to go so poorly. Uh-oh. Is this me? Hello?
No.
Oh, thank God. It's the admin.
Now I just stay silent during this so I freak you out.
I know, you don't move either, so when I look at your camera to see if you're moving, you just kind of sit there, like, staring at it. I hate you. You're not a good friend. Emil having a bit of a giggle.
What about when I took care of you when you were all drunk after all the rumblies in your bellies for dancing?
You didn't do anything to help with that. You ditched me.
Yes, I did. No, I didn't.
That's when you went off with Kibbles.
We already had this conversation. Didn't, like, Fear Dragon come in and back me up, or Tempo or someone?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember. I remember going on the party feeling like throwing up. You did for me. You made me get up and walk over to you so you could give me water. That's what you did.
Yeah, because I tried to get you water. I tried to get, like 2 glasses of water, right? And I try and go out, and they're like, you can't take drinks out. And I'm like, it's water. And they're like, nope, sorry.
Actually, hold up. As much as I would love to keep arguing with you, I gotta give you ups for a sec. Someone at the door, I gotta go talk to you real quick. I'm sorry. BRB.
That's okay. I can convince you guys that I was actually very nice, and Rifkin was A, drunk, and B, like, really, really sick, too. So I don't think he remembers everything quite correctly. I'm just saying. It's very nice. Anyways. They both pass each other on the path. Huh. That doesn't really tell them anything. So they will be scouting each other last. It sucks a little, but there's nothing too bad going on. I mean, there's no Dark Shrine on the way. Although it would be cool to see. That's one thing we haven't seen yet from Lilbow. We've seen Blink as an opener. We've seen Immortals. We saw just Gateway units, but Dark Templars have been nada. We've also seen some Oracles and the Border Island. Like, that is basically the only thing that's missing. Not too sure he's actually going to go for it, though. We have a second gateway as opposed to any other tech building. This is already interesting. When you see that most of the openers that Protoss have, they go for the Stargate, or the Robo, or the Twilight Council, and then they usually choose like to all in off of that with 2 bases. But just to add on 1 gateway before anything else, I do wonder what his plan is here. Also, a couple of sentries. I didn't notice this, but it does look like a very good map to go ahead and do a push with like a, +1 Marauder slow, or just, whatever units that you have in your pocket. And you could probably dodge some of the cannon and then run up the ramp. So I don't know if he noticed this when he looked at the map, or if he really has not, or if he really did play at least a few games on it. But that is rather smart. There's this other gateway. He's expanded to the gold, so I guess this is going to be just a gateway protective force. Sure. Or, I think even more so than just, choosing to use gateway units to protect himself, he's looking to fake out Polt. The chances of scouting the gold are kind of high. Being a new map, I think you're always going to check each one. Maybe if it gets like more figured out and people always take this base, they'll stop checking that gold. But until then, that's always gonna be checked. But if he goes for a big gateway count and he scares Polt with like a pylon at the front, nothing but gateways, Polt might be like, oh my god, he's 7 gate all-inning me again. Like, what a douche. And really expanded to a gold behind it. So, as you saw, he scanned. He saw the gateways and he saw the lack of 2 gases. And what does that say to him? Does he know the timing that well? That he's like, oh, that's not an all-in. Like, it would have already hit. It kind of looks like he does. I mean, he pushes out as opposed to staying in. I guess that no, he didn't see the other 2 gateways. Okay, so that might just look like.
Sorry about that.
I don't know. There's not the 2 gases though. Hey, what's up? This is a good move by Polt. I think it'll be quite effective. I mean, there's not really an abusable force field. I mean, that's kind of okay right there. It's kind of a choke.
Sit on top of the ramp if that's your type for the gold. Well, you can walk
What?
up that cliff. You don't need a medevac. I'm surprised he's not going up the cliff.
I mean that, in defending against this push, the force fields aren't going to be too useful unless he does, of course, go up that ramp.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, I thought you were talking about Polt. I was going to say, like, Polt, well, okay, force fields aren't going to go down. There's no medevacs to pull his out, so he's forced to sit and fight. He will chew through the zealots, but does he have enough for the follow-up? I mean, Marauders are good, but not that good.
It looks like going up the ramp didn't help. It hindered. He was also a little balled up, so it wasn't really a concave.
I thought he was going to come over here to the gold and sit on top of this, perhaps the mineral line.
Here's the thing. He didn't know that gold was taken. He does now, I think,
still,
with the pylon. But that pylon also just kind of looks like a.
It kind of looks like a proxy pylon. Yeah, like it doesn't look like a base pylon.
Yeah.
This could be a huge misunderstanding out of Polt. This is like huge.
Yeah, there was a couple of things I thought was happening, but what actually is going to happen is that Lilbow might just win here. He is producing off of a ton of gateways, and it's not an all-in. It's 10. Well, it is an all-in now, but it wasn't the all-in I think that Polt would have expected. Like, he's like, oh man, he's on a gold. He's on like serious production right now.
He's pre-pulled the SCVs. We don't have force fields going down in the bunker, but instead to keep the Marauders back. That's not a bad choice, but the bunker's not going down as a consequence. Finally gets focused. Lilbow did lose a lot of army into this, but he's got so much more behind this. A new bunker comes up. As Zealots come to the front line, we've got a probe trying to get a pylon down right on the high ground. But this is starting to run out of juice for Polt. For Lilbow, I mean, Polt might just barely hold this if he pulls a couple of SCVs, or rather, all the SCVs.
Look at Lilbow's bank and his production. He just needs to wait for the gateways to cool down.
Yeah, look at that income. That gold base, like, just chrono every single gateway. He does have chrono boost, but surprised he's not actually chronoing the gateways. But what am I coming off cooldown? It could get like a triple kill right here. Oh god. Oh, that Widow Mine seriously got so many kills. But the Zealots are pretty good to have on the front lines. They get a slice.
Very helpful.
Yeah, the swipe, the slice, and the dice, and Stocks are kind of offshoot in the refinery, please. Gotta get your stuff together, Lilbow. You might have a lot of money, but you haven't won this game just yet. Medevacs are doing a good job of keeping these Marauders alive. Scarcely, barely, but they are keeping them alive. The Widow Mine coming to the front line, gonna bro directly on top of the Stalkers, forcing him to back up, and there is a lot of money, but no warp-ins.
I feel like the natural is so wide open that force fields are not quite, they weren't really all that good, and that Widow Mine getting all those shots and damaging all of those units really also helped out. Is there a backup plan for Lilbow? He's on a gold base, but he had not a lot of gas. He only just now threw the 2 at his natural, much less than the 3rd.
Well, again, going back to the point that Lilbow's never played this map before, To never play a map and reach out for a gold like this is kind of scary. It's just the fact that Polt probably thinks like, oh, I just held off a 2-base all in. I'm good to go.
I liked Lilbow's plan. I'm surprised it didn't quite work out. Although I guess the game isn't quite over yet.
Nah, not with this much money. He's gonna try to get Blink behind this. But there are gonna be multi-pronged attacks. In fact, this Woodmine's going for that main. There's no cannons. There's no detection. There's no robo. It's not gonna be fun to deal with these Woodmines.
Yeah, there's no robo.
I think Woodmine's gonna actually win the game for Polt, to be honest.
Oh god. Oh no.
I'm wondering how well acquainted Polt is with this map, though, to not check that gold at all. I just pull off half pro, minimize the damage, even worse. But Polt never having checked that gold, I kind of feel like it's a little bit his bad at the same time. Like, that cliff could have been used so much earlier. I mean, I'm not over criticizing. He's still in a good spot to actually take this game. He's got upgrades on his favor. He's got medevacs out. Lilbow doesn't even have Blink yet, but it's just this Woodmine's just gonna keep rearming over and over and over again. There's no robo, there's no forge, there's no nothing. And Lilbow's so focused on the army, he's definitely not thinking about moving the probes away from that Woodmine. So coming off cooldown here in just a second. We'll see what sort of kills they can get. Another 3. Good game. Polt brings it back. He ties it up 1-1. Now there are 7 maps in the map pool, and we don't know what